Welcome to Ghoulish Gab. Always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Today we're just going to talk about cryptids.
Cryptids. It's my fucking wheelhouse, man.
It is. Admittedly, yeah. I mean, I know about the big ones and a little bit here and there, but I don't know a lot. Mothman, that's one.
Mothman.
I can name that one.
Yes. So Mothman. First of all, Mothman got cake.
That's the statue with the large butt.
Yep. So the first Mothman story starts in 1966 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And the idea being that there were all these sightings of this like 6 to 7 foot tall humanoid figure with wings and these glowing red eyes. And he looked a lot like a moth, so people started calling him Mothman. And he actually became kind of like a harbinger of doom. Specifically after like his first sighting in 1966 near a bridge led to the Silver Bridge collapse, which was a big tragedy. And so people are like, this guy is a bad symbol. And so and apparently his appearances showed up at a few other tragedies. But then the public went wild with it, and we're like, you know what? Let's make a giant statue of him, and let's make that statue have a really big ass. And then the rest of the world was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then we just kept talking about it, and now there are smutty-ass books about Mothman, like things like a moth to a flame.
What if, here's a good idea for a city that needs a tourist attraction. Why don't you resurrect a statue of Mothman in your city with a bigger ass? People will come see that one instead. Sure, your city is not going to be the one that had saw the Mothman. It's not real anyway. So you can just tell people, Mothman lives here now, and he has a bigger ass than we thought.
Yep.
And you put that statue up. Duluth, give it a shot.
Duluth.
Somebody
big
do
ass
that.
Mothman.
You can put it in my yard. I'm fine with that.
That's going in my yard.
That's good. One for everybody. Mothman butt statues for everybody. So when I was looking up cryptids, the jackalope is a cryptid.
Yes.
It's not very impressive. It doesn't seem like an impressive one, though.
So the jackalope is
It's not real, though.
Let me turn my notes. Let me turn my notes over. The jackalope is part of the fearsome critters of the Lumberwoods, which was this big collection of potential cryptids that was basically used as an excuse for lumberjacks getting wasted and why things went awry. I covered this in an episode of the podcast. The jackalopes are one of them. There's the hodag.
Yep, I know that one.
Yeah, which is a Rhinelander, Wisconsin, what do you call it? A mascot. Like, that's the mascot of Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
A themed hotel, and all this shit you can do.
They have the hide behind, which is literally a creature that looks kind of like a shadow and hides behind trees. They have the aggro pelter, which is kind of like an ape-like creature that chucks things at you. There's like all these different fearsome critters of the Lumberwoods that were used as excuses for these lumberjacks who would get into these horrific accidents. And instead of blaming the fact that they had too much to drink and they kept working, they'd blame it on these different creatures. It's really interesting. Look up Fearsome Critters of the Lumberwoods. It's available for free online. You can pull up the old book. It's really fun to listen to.
And the jackalope, that's just supposed to be a jackrabbit and an antelope, or a cross between the two?
It's a jackrabbit with
the
antlers. And then it gets larger than a jackrabbit.
Okay.
And it runs around a bunch, and it's super distracting, and it can, I don't want to say gore you, because it's still too small to really gore you, but it is dangerous because it could hurt you with its antlers.
I feel like I could fight that one, though.
You could punt it for sure.
Yeah. The Mothman, I don't want to fight the Mothman. It's 7 feet tall. It can fly. I'm not fast.
Speaking of cryptids you wouldn't want to fight, nor should you, because there's not really giving you a reason to. Famous one, Nessie, the Loch Ness monster.
That's too big.
That's too big. So, Nessie is famous for being in Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. There's blurry-ass photos. Like most cryptids, any photo is going to be blurry. Mm-hmm. And it's this kind of like a Leopleurodon that is still in this loch.
That's what I was going to say, too. The Leopoldodon.
Mm-hmm. So basically they're saying
Absolutely.
this creature is like a dinosaur that's not actually extinct. They determined it's extinct, but this is evidence that it's still alive. When really it's very likely it might have been a whale with a boner. Yeah.
Just on its back with the boner.
Like it and like the boner's sticking out of the water. Because like if you look at a whale boner, it's like whoop, and then it's out of the water. Oh my
gosh. So this is too funny. So that photo,
you haven't never heard this before?
No, I don't. I guess I never really looked into this, but that whole thing is just people passing around photos of a whale boner.
They're passing around whale porn.
That makes my day.
It does not explain the series of other whale or water-based cryptids that are similar to Nessie in like in places like there's Lake Pepin in Minnesota that has Peppy, who's supposed to be a lake monster. But there's no photos of Peppy like there is of Loch Ness Monster, who again could just be a whale penis.
Wait, what about Champy? Was that a water one?
That is a water one.
Like
Yeah, from Lake Champion here, I think in Minnesota, or in the Midwest at least, if not in Minnesota.
And that's a walrus boner. Let's just get that rumor out there.
Boners. It's just boners all around.
What is a wampus cat?
Is also another fearsome critter of the lumberwoods.
That one looks okay. That one looked scary.
Yep.
I also would not want to fight a skunk ape.
A skunk ape is out of Florida. Okay. A skunk ape is like a smaller Sasquatch cousin who smells fucking horrible.
I don't want anything to do with that. Exists
in the Everglades and is like, unlike his cousin, who is the Sasquatch, who's more reclusive. The skunk ape will fucking fight you. He'll take a tree branch, he'll smack you upside the head and try to drag you away. You do not want to encounter a skunk ape.
No, that's got to be like what about skunk ape versus Bigfoot?
Bigfoot's bigger but less aggressive.
Okay, so maybe I don't know.
And before we run out of time real quick here, I want to point out a shout out to the Loveland Frogman.
Oh, yeah.
Which is out of Loveland, Ohio, and is basically just a 4 to 5 foot tall frog.
I love it.
I couldn't not include that. I'm sorry. I can't not include that.
Tell us about some of your favorite cryptids and which sea creature boners they really are in the comments below. We'll probably talk about this again sometime.
Bye.